Hi, I'm Sarah Morgan, and I'm going to read you a short passage from my new book, Christmas Ever After. In the scene that I've picked, my heroine Skylar has had an accident and she's rescued by the one person she wouldn't want to be rescued by. Skylar's head pounded as if 1,000 elves from Santa's workshop were hammering on her skull. There was a tickling feeling on her face, and she kept her eyes closed, drifting in and out of sleep, lulled by the hum of the engine and the low murmur of male voices. Alec's voice, Alec Hunter. She lay against his shoulder, the strength of his arm keeping her locked against a chest that was solid muscle. She knew she should pull away, but she didn't have the energy. Had she been in a better state, she would have laughed. Of all the people who disapproved of her, her parents and Richard included, Alec Hunter led them all. He made no secret of the fact that he thought she was shallow and frivolous. He called her princess. It was the cruelest irony that he'd been the one to be by her side at her lowest moment. He'd given her his coat, she remembered, which meant that the wound on her head was rubbing up against the pristine white of his shirt, pristine no longer. Even knowing that didn't motivate her to move. She would happily have stayed in the cab forever, all her problems suspended. Eventually they came to a standstill, and Alec eased her away from him, pushed her hair back from her face. "Sky, we're here." She was surprised by how gentle he was. She opened her mouth to ask where "here" was, but he was already leaning forward to talk to the driver, and then there was the sound of the door opening, followed by a rush of freezing air that made her gasp. She was about to tell him that she could walk, but he scooped her up without asking and carried her into what was obviously a hotel. Bright lights dazzled and she screwed up her eyes, thinking not for the first time that Alec Hunter had a touch of the caveman about him. He smelt dizzyingly good, a mixture of lemons, winter forest and delicious man. He didn't pause at reception, spoke to no one, simply strode through a marble-clad lobby and into the elevator with the same cool authority he showed with everything he did. "I can't believe they didn't challenge you," she said. "You could have drugged me, kidnapped me for your pleasure." "They probably took one look at you and knew that no man in his right mind would take you on." Alec paused outside a door, shifted his hold on her so that he could slide the card into the lock and carried her into the room. "You're so wrong about me." Her stomach was rolling ominously. "I'm adorable when you get to know me." "I won't be getting to know you." "Your loss." With an exasperated sound, he lowered her carefully to the bed and adjusted the dressing on her head. "Were you knocked out? Can you remember everything that happened?" She thought about it. "Yes, unfortunately. I give a lot for amnesia right now." She felt humiliated, irritatingly fragile, and Alec hesitated. "Do you want to talk about it?" Given how much he was obviously hoping she'd say no, she was touched that he'd even asked. "No, it's okay. I want to clean up, shut my eyes for a bit, and I'm sorry to have troubled you." "It's no trouble." She knew he was lying. He shone the phone's flashlight at her head. "That bruise is not looking good. Do you know who you are, what day it is?" Oh, she knew. "I'm the non-prodigal daughter. Today is the day my relationship crashed. I ruined my favourite dress, ended up in the hotel room of a man who hates me. I'm telling myself things can only get better. I hope you have a wonderful Christmas."